guys, welcome to the fourth episode of the Kaushal podcast. So I've been putting out videos every 4 days for the last but it has been 8-9 days since I've uploaded the last one. So I would like to apologize for that, but I guess we need to move on like that because for me it's literally impossible to review every football that's been played or that's being played. So I think we need to move on like that. I told you guys there's going to be one episode every week, and I guess minimum 7 days. You guys do need to wait because look at the football going on. Like literally, there's a game today as well. So I need to make a video tomorrow in order to review today's game. So it's impossible for me. There are multiple competitions and multiple football teams to talk about. So there's going to be a long span, or should I say at least 7 days span in between those review videos and all of that. And I need to talk about other sports as well, where I do have interest in. So for saying that, we need to move on, and we will move on for this episode because in this episode we'll talk about a lot of things. We'll cover a lot of things, especially how Ronaldo is doing at United and how well he's doing at United, should I say. Some people expected it, many people didn't. And on the other hand, Lionel Messi, 3 games without a goal, without an assist, 1 yellow card, not performing well, and he is injured for another game, for the next game of PSG. So we will have to wait for post-injury debut of Lionel Messi. We will talk about that too. And we will talk about Ben Simmons' situation over there in Philadelphia in NBA. And we will cover this weekend's and this week's football. So stay tuned. This is going to be another good episode. So let's just start from Cristiano Ronaldo then. He has played 3 games for Manchester United and he's scored 4 goals. His debut was against Newcastle, where United won 4-1, and he scored a couple of those goals. Then United traveled to Switzerland to play against Young Boys. Sadly, they lost, and they were down to 10 men because of the red card considered by Aaron Wan-Bissaka, but Ronaldo scored in that game too. And they won against West Ham United, a dramatic win, 2-1 win. And Ronaldo scored in that game too. So in 3 games, he's already scored 4 goals. His start has been absolutely amazing. So I have to say for the start, he's putting his doubters to shut their mouth. So that's really good news. And for me, especially watching the team play, with his addition, I was kind of worried about how we're going to play because this has been a team built with one idea of hard work, and we will work better than another opposition. That's always been his mantra. So it was interesting to see how he was going to integrate Ronaldo to that team because Ronaldo is a superstar. You cannot ask Ronaldo to press. You cannot ask Ronaldo to run, do more because he knows what to do. That kind of thing really exists. So I was kind of worried, and especially with how well Cavani was doing. And, I'm a big fan of Martial too. So I was like, is his addition good to the team? Because this has been a team, like I said, built with that idea of we are going to be a lovable team. You know what I mean? So many people didn't like as soon as Ronaldo came in, their opinion about United and how they emotionally attached themselves to the club changed. So I was, like I said, I was a little bit worried too. But his start has just literally shown me that it's all going to be good rather than bad, and you heard of things about he held Juventus back and all of that, and now you see Juventus in the 16th or 17th place. They have 2 points after 4 games, and on the other hand, we as other players are kind of improving because of Ronaldo's addition. Looking at that, there are literally no doubts over in my mind. And so I think it has been a very amazing start. And another thing I want to talk about is, like I said, I mentioned one thing that other players are improving as well. And that's how, because you look at how McTominay is, right? It's called McTominay. So he came back after injury to play against West Ham. He played in the midfield. So for the first time, I saw that dude putting up 8 progressive passes. So his stats shown that he had 13 progressive passes. I could visibly watch that. And it was very fascinating to see because when midfielders put balls between the lines and through the lines, break the lines, it's very statistically so pleasing to the eye. And McTominay is not known for that. He is known for hiding behind the ball. He hides for the ball, right? So he's known for that, and all of a sudden to put up that kind of performance. And I was wondering what's the reason for it. It's because you literally have Ronaldo running and coming and asking for the ball, literally, right? So he's saying, "Give me the ball, damn it." Any other midfielder in the world, even McTominay knows it, Kroos, Modric, they're going to put that ball for Ronaldo at Real Madrid. So why wouldn't I do that? So I think that's kind of a little bit, if I am like, that's how life works, If you are with somebody that experienced and that quality, you literally push yourself because, all right, you don't have that ability, you don't want to do that, but you are compelled to do that. And that forced, when you are forced to do things like that, it's not literally something compelled, but it's literally something that's going to improve you. And having that presence of Ronaldo literally has improved this guy, and I hope he continues. Though it has been a single game, it's not a thing to judge on, but I think his presence has improved the team a bit, in my opinion. The mentality and how we should be pushing for trophies and all of that. I think his presence has really helped. So his start has been quite amazing, in my opinion. And as a United fan, I watching all of those games and training videos and all of the interactions of players and interviews, you can literally see that. So yeah, that's a very good thing, very good start for CR7 at United. And there's another dude over there in Paris. One of the GOATs, for me the GOAT is Ronaldo, but you have to consider Messi in the conversation too. So one of the GOATs went to PSG from Barcelona, and his start, on a contrast, has been disappointing. And should I say abysmal? Is that the right word? Because I've seen his misses. And his performances, and I saw what he did to Pochettino when he was subbed off. So yeah, I think his start has been a bit abysmal. Lionel Messi, 3 games, and he has done nothing. He has missed sitters, but he has done nothing. And I want to talk about that incident with Pochettino. So the game against Lyon, in the 71st or 75th minute, he was subbed off. Pochettino subbed him off because he saw Lionel Messi limping or touching his legs or something like that, so showing the indication that he might be injured. So Pochettino just subbed him up, knowing that he can be injured. Guy can be injured. He's the best player in the team, so just don't let that happen. He subbed him off. So when he was subbed him off, Pochettino wanted to shake hands, have a little hug and that, but Lionel Messi just refused to do that. Right? He was just angry because he was subbed off. And if that was Ronaldo, if that was Cristiano Ronaldo, there's going to be thing about arrogant, he's arrogant prick. On the other hand, you're a good guy, Messi does that, nobody says nothing. And that's the perception though, right? And I hate that. And I was like, okay, I get him, to be subbed off at that point. 1-1, game was 1-1, I guess. He could have done a little bit for the team. I was, okay, I understand that. And yesterday, the news broke out that he's injured and he ain't going to play the game against Meds. That means he was actually injured when Pochettino subbed him off. So that means that prick had no reason to get angry at the manager. So that's something that you don't want to see from a good guy. So, but yeah, it really happened. And like I said, his start has been pathetic. And I hope that continues. But yeah, I think Kylian Mbappe will forever be the best PSG player, no matter who they're going to welcome. Neymar, he's finished. He's got no pace, only dribbling, no finishing. It's a good player. It's Neymar that we think, but he's not the Neymar that we actually saw at Barcelona and we used to see for Brazil. So he's not that guy anymore. Lionel Messi is actually a very good player, don't get me wrong, right? I'm just taking the piss. But even if he's doing his best and all of that, Mbappe is still the best player. He's freaking best player in the world for me. That guy has everything. That guy can do everything, literally bailing out teams, bailing out PSG every single time. He is the best PSG player. Nobody can say nothing. How good can Messi perform? I don't know that, but Mbappe will be the best PSG player. In that super team of PSG, Kylian Mbappe will be the best PSG player, not Lionel Messi for me. So even if Messi starts playing well, I think Mbappe is going to be that guy. So yeah, that's the contrast between the two of the GOATs. One is doing well, one is not, and I think things will really work out sooner than later, because it's fucking Lionel Messi we're talking about, and like I said, but I hope the situation right now it continues. So this week in the Premier League, another amazing football throughout the week, but I'm more leaning towards my title favorites, my relegation fodders, and all of that. And my conclusion is now slowly leaning towards, like I said, Liverpool, for me, are the best team in the league right now. Because Man City, oh my God, this team, yeah? The way they played against Southampton, they didn't have shot on target or something like that, or they had one. Southampton, I think Man City is a kind of team that can be stopped. Liverpool, when they are actually playing well, they cannot be stopped. Because the way Liverpool play is breathtaking. Now, like I said, my tactics to play against Liverpool at Anfield is first 20 minutes of the first half and first 15 minutes of the second half. If you can survive that period, you will take something. You will have a result, positive result on your side when you visit Anfield. Because Liverpool, in the first 20 minutes and the first 15 minutes of the second half, first 20 minutes of the first half, they are relentless. You don't want to play them, right? They just take you out of the game. They swarm you. They just hunt you like hyenas. They are so well-oiled machine. Like, it's incredible how well they play. But Man City, on the other hand, their possession tactic, that is not tiring though. You can have maximum concentration and you can pull out a result. But in case of Liverpool, all of a sudden Trent Alexander-Arnold going to put a cross in, who's the best crosser in the world right now, and a little man like Jota will appear out of nowhere and have a header and they will score. They are the best team for me. No doubt. The way they're performing, I don't know when they're going to lose a game. And the season that they won the league, they're looking like that. And I think, and Chelsea, another team. And those two teams have very identical results. And should I say very, very identical results? Both the teams have the same kind of scores from of game 1 to game 5. And I think those two teams will fight for the Premier League. Man United, yeah, they will be there and about, but I don't think they're gonna do anything. Because you look at the way we play, obviously it's about, I think our style is not identical and not specific, because we want to play as a team of good players rather than a good team. We don't have a good team, but we have a team of good players, right? And I always have doubts about Ole Solskjaer, because obviously I love him, but I will always have doubts about him, when it comes to delivering a trophy. So I don't think United is going to be there, but I definitely think Chelsea and Liverpool, they will go for that title. Tuchel, let me talk about Thomas Tuchel. His formation is 3-5-2, right? His three center backs, Antonio Rudiger, Azpilicueta, and Christensen. Then their fullbacks are Reece James and Marcos Alonso. Midfield of Jorginho, Kovacic, or Kante, either two of those three. Then you have front three of Lukaku, Havertz, and Mount, and obviously goalkeeper is Eduardo Mendy. And their team is so relentless in the sense that you cannot score against them. They're defensively so solid, right? Their foundation is very solid. And the Chelsea won the league with Conte with that back three formation. I think they're going to do the same with Thomas Tuchel. They are Liverpool. Will win the Premier League for me, the way they've been playing. But I also doubt about Thomas Tuchel in the sense that, like, look at their goal scorers. Centre backs are scoring goals for them. And it's been the case since Lampard was there. Since last season, since the start of the last season, it's been the case. They won the fucking Champions League with Jorginho as their highest goal scorer. Zuma was their highest goal scorer at some point. So those are their goal scorers. Now they add Lukaku, I get that. he's gonna be the top scorer. But it's still like Lukaku ain't gonna score in the big games. He ain't a big game player. Obviously, he scored against Arsenal, but Arsenal are not a big team anymore. So you need to consider that as well. But they're doing good. So you cannot say anything. And like I said, I think they will go all the way. When it comes to challenging Liverpool for that Premier League title, or United, should I say, because all of those three teams are on 13 points. But I think Chelsea and Liverpool will definitely push them. Chelsea defeated Tottenham 3-0 this week. Amazing result. Liverpool defeated Crystal Palace 3-0 this week. Another good result for them too. So yeah, I think those two teams are really going all the way. Arsenal against Burnley, I never watched that game, and I will never watch. I heard Odegaard scored a free kick. Good for them, but yeah, I knew it was gonna be a dull game, so I never watched that. So back-to-back wins for Mikel Arteta's Arsenal. They are back to their best, I guess. Who are the next teams to talk about? I think Brentford defeated Wolves. Brentford are doing quite well. They are doing quite well. They won last night 7-0 against, I don't know who the opposition was in the Carabao Cup. So their start has been good. I think they will stay up if they continue like that. Norwich, I don't think they're going to get any points in this Premier League season. The way they play, they are so expensive against big teams, against any teams. In Premier League, counter-attack is the most fascinating thing, and you are allowing every other 19 teams to play like that against you. You ain't going to survive. I think they're going to get relegated. Alan Saint-Maximin scored against Leeds. He's my favorite non-top six player. I love him to bits. I would love him. I love to have him at United, but I don't think he's gonna come with the wingers option that we have. But he scored 1-1 against Leeds. Newcastle won. Leeds United won. Who were the other teams should I talk about? I think that's it. That's it for this Premier League week. In La Liga, Real Madrid won 2-1. Against Valencia. Again, Vinicius Junior and Karim Benzema combining. Those two are literally saving Real Madrid right now, and I hope Vini continues like that because I'm a big fan of him. He's been disappointing since he came to Real Madrid, but I think this is the season for him to sign. And imagine, I think Mbappe will definitely end up at Real Madrid by looking at the things. So you got a front three of Vinicius Junior, who's coming good, and Karim Benzema and Mbappe with Eden Hazard as a bench option. That's a really good front three. So I think Real Madrid, yeah. And I think one thing that Real Madrid always prove to people, that midfield is the most important thing in football. They have Kroos and Modric. Kroos is injured, so he ain't playing. But Modric, that guy is 35 years old, and I'm not lying. I will sacrifice anyone from our midfield, from Man United's midfield, to get that dude, even though he's 35. He's that good. He's so good, man. He's amazing. And they just time and again just prove that midfield is the most important thing. And look at their fucking midfield. Toni Kroos, who is injured, like I said, Luka Modric, Camavinga, Casemiro, and Fede Valverde. Doesn't matter how bad their front three is going to be. Because of that midfield, they will beat teams. Like I said, midfield is the most important thing in a football match, for a football team, right? So they have that, and they will win games. So well done to Real Madrid. I think they will win the La Liga. They are Atletico Madrid, but Atletico Madrid are just like, they're not a football team. They're a rugby team. But yeah, anyways, I think they will bail some results out, and either of those two Madrid teams is going to win the La Liga. Meanwhile, in Serie A, AC Milan, my second favorite team, should I say, held to 1-1 draw against Juventus. Morata scored in the 4th minute, and I was like, damn, not again. They cannot win against us. I was like that. And Ante Rebic, 3 games against Juventus, 3 goals against Juventus. He loves playing against Juventus. He scored. I'm quite happy with that result, 1-1 against Juventus. I would have loved a win, but it is still Juventus at their home stadium. So yeah, you need to take that and run. So a good result for us. Napoli is still having 100% record, 4 games, 4 wins. Good for them. Roma got defeated. Jose Mourinho finally lost his first game as a Roma manager. So that's the state there. And in Bundesliga, same shit. Lewandowski keeps scoring. Bayern keeps scoring. Haaland keeps scoring. Dortmund keeps scoring. But at some point, Dortmund will lose games, Bayern will continue to win games, and they will win Bundesliga, and Dortmund will finish second. Same shit for 11 fucking years. So I don't think that's gonna change. And they literally have two of the best strikers in Lewandowski and Haaland. So good for Bundesliga. He scored a ridiculous goal, Haaland, last I think against Union Berlin or something like that. So yeah, he's gonna have a lot of attention this summer transfer window. So that's the state of the European leagues for this week. And it's really going well in terms of the teams I support and the results I want. And now let's change our topic to NBA and Ben Simmons and Philadelphia Sixers. So Ben Simmons, who is a player of Philadelphia Sixers, wants out of their own team, Philadelphia 76ers, right? And he ain't gonna be attending training, any sessions that they're gonna hold. He's just gonna be absent. He's gonna pay the fine. He's already said that, and it's gonna be a very interesting situation because he is a very interesting player to talk about, because many people say he is not that good. Many people say he is actually that good, right? And no teams are fighting for him whatsoever. No teams. Nobody is watching him. Nobody wants him, right? Whoever Philadelphia gonna get in return for that trade, they're still gonna lose that trade because of that guy, Ben Simmons. And one team that's been maximally linked to Ben Simmons is Golden State Warriors, and Golden State Warriors are my team. So talking to my sense and in my opinion, how do I feel about that? Ben Simmons to Golden State Warriors. Well, I feel that I should not want him. No, because we have Draymond Green, Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, two of the greatest shooters and one of the most dynamic defenders in the history of NBA. Draymond Green right now is same as Ben Simmons. Draymond is not a Draymond of 15, 16 or 16, 17. He is Draymond fucking Green with same dude as that of Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons is younger. So what is the advantage of having Ben Simmons and Draymond Green in the same team? There is no advantage. Literally, you are having same kind of dudes, couple of dudes in the same team. That's not a good sign, is it? But one thing is, can I trade Draymond to get Ben Simmons? That's creating huge debate, because many people are saying you should, or Golden State Warriors should, because you are getting a young Draymond who can have that time to improvise. And especially within a team of Steph Curry and Klay Thompson, you don't need extreme shooters, because those two are literally the best shooting backcourt in the history of basketball, right? So you have that, and you have a dynamism of Ben Simmons who can defend, who can pass, who cannot score, who is not a good shooter, but he's beyond that, he's a very good player, right? So he will work hard, he will defend, he will have that pass like that of Draymond. So why don't you have a young Draymond than to have a Draymond, right? So for me, it's a very contrasting situation, because I don't know what to say. To have him, Dre, Clay, Steph, and Wiggins in a team, I don't want that. I don't want that. But if you're selling Draymond, if you're trading Draymond, I would love to have Ben Simmons, because he's actually a good player. And I think he's been criticized a bit too much as well. Joel Embiid, to some extent, should take some blame. Doc Rivers, that dude always manages to get away from criticism. I don't know how, but he always does that. He should deserve that. It's not only about Ben Simmons, though. They lost to Atlanta Hawks, to Trae Young. They lost to that team. That doesn't mean they are all of a sudden a bad team. That doesn't mean Ben Simmons is all of a sudden a bad player, right? So for me, it's not only about Ben Simmons, but Ben Simmons didn't actually play well as well. That's the truth. So in terms of, do I want him at Golden State? It depends on the situation of Draymond Green, and it looks like he ain't gonna come, because Joe Lacob who's gonna decide whether he's gonna come or not. Apparently, he doesn't want him, so there's no reason to talk about him. But it's gonna be interesting to see where he goes. Ben Simmons, he was he was thought to be one of the best guys in NBA, one of the best players in NBA, but he has not been that. So yeah, like I said, it's going to be an interesting situation. Just before I was about to record this episode, I got a news that J. Cole dropped a new single called Haven's EP. Fire. Absolute fire, bro. And apparently that's to the same beat of Drake's Pipe Down. Crazy. And it's about how he is at the mental state. His mental state is right now. It's about that. Very good song. I really like it. And I've already played it. I think I've counted it 7 or 8 times. Brilliant, brilliant songs. Song, sorry. So if you want to listen to that, I will put the link in the description. That's only on YouTube, I guess. It's not on Spotify. I searched for it, but it's on YouTube. So yeah, it's a fire song. It's a crazy, crazy good song. So yeah, I will put the link in the description if you guys do want to watch. And finally, let me talk about IPL. I'm not watching it. I think the last season was the final season I was. It's boring. It's dull. It don't have that charisma. It doesn't have that romanticism, right? It just sucks, and especially with now different countries not allowing their players to play for the different franchises in IPL. It just sucks. Some bullshit players. It's like Big Bass League. Some random dudes who always play franchise cricket. Those are the cricketers that are playing. So, or the retired players. So it's not the same IPL as it before. I don't watch it that much, but yeah, it has started, and I don't know who's winning what. So yeah, that's just the news and what my perception towards the competition really is. If you guys really want to know why I'm not talking about IPL, it's because I really don't like it. So I guess that's it for this one. I will meet you guys next week with other content, and I think NBA is coming sooner and sooner. I cannot wait for it. The first opening game is Lakers against Warriors and Milwaukee against Brooklyn. So I hope that day comes faster, because I cannot wait for the new season, especially with Clay coming back, I think December, January period. So yeah, very excited for that. And yeah, football's literally going on every single day. So I think the new content will be coming up, right? But like I said, it's not going to be that quick. It's not going to be 4 or 5 days. I think minimum 7 days. You guys do need to wait. But yeah, I think that's it for this episode. We will meet again. Goodbye.